everybody, hope you're doing well. I have an Essie review for you today, the Essie Spring 2014 and the Essie Resort collection, which the Essie Resort is always like so much buzz about it. You know, there's so much build up for it because they have big shoes to fill because last Essie Resort was incredible. So I'm going to show you both of them. They were released probably the beginning of March, so they're out and about now. Go pick them up. Some dupes and some swatches, and let's just jump right in. Let's start with the Essie Spring. There are 6 colors, very spring appropriate, and I want to show you them. Here's Essie Spring. The first color from Essie Spring, it's the signature color of the collection because this is the Hide and Go Chic collection, and this color is called Hide and Go Chic. Now, just a blue, and you look at it and you're like, it is not at all unique, but it's a very pretty blue. It's a gorgeous like denim blue, cream color. It dries as like a jelly base, so it's not sheer like a jelly, but sort of like the finish is very much so like a jelly-esque finish. Super gorgeous blue, creamy, great formula, which is all that matters. I like the shine that it gives. Like you could probably get away with not even having a top coat. It's so gorgeous. This right here is Hide and Go Chic. It's just strictly gorgeous, gorgeous blue. Now I have a few dupes to show you. The first one's from Essie, and it's called Mesmerize. It's an original permanent shade from Essie. Here is Mesmerize. Here's Hide and Go Chic. Very, very similar. I think Mesmerize is a little bit more darker, and again, doesn't have that sort of jelly formula to it. Next, from OPI, a fave blue of mine, it's called Suzi Says Feng Shui. Here's Suzi. Here is Hide and Go Chic. Very, very similar. And then from the drugstore, when I was like looking at the bottle, I was like, oh, I have to just swatch this to see. From Revlon Color Stay, it's called Indigo Night. Same type of blue, but when you see it swatched, not the same thing. We have Essie Hide and Go Chic, Essie Mesmerize, OPI Suzi Says Feng Shui. This one's Revlon Indigo Night. So first off, the dead on dupe of it is OPI Suzi Says Feng Shui. They are dead on. Can you see the difference right here? In this lighting, they're all going to be very similar, but Indigo Night and Mesmerize are very dead on. Hide and Go Chic and OPI Suzi Says Feng Shui are the same type of blue. I would definitely say if you have OPI Suzi Says Feng Shui, then you don't need Hide and Go Chic. They're very much so dead on, and I haven't seen a blue like this kind. Yes, we have Mesmerize, which is great, but just a little bit different, just a little bit different. So really, really loving. This is the signature color of Hide and Go Chic, Hide and Go Chic. Next color from Essie Spring is called Fashion Playground. And first off, you know I am a mint polish-aholic. I love green nails. I'm a green polish-aholic to begin with. But mint, I just love. I love all year round. I think it's so pretty. It's feminine. It's complimentary. It's just gorgeous. This Fashion Playground, when I first wore it, I was a little disappointed with the formula, how it's so super sheer. You need 3 coats to make it opaque, but the color makes up for it. It has a really, really gorgeous, sparkly, fine shimmer throughout that you can only see in sunlight, but it's super stunning. It's just so appropriate for spring. It's called Fashion Playground, and you know I love my mint polishes, so I have a few to show you. The first one instantly is from Essie, and it's called Mint Candy Apple, and this is one of the most popular mint polishes ever, ever, ever to date, so I instantly thought of this. Here's Mint Candy Apple. Here's Fashion Playground. Mint Candy Apple is the dream formula. Super creamy, super opaque. I just wish Fashion Playground had the same formula, but I think because this one's strictly cream, this one has that subtle shimmer, maybe it couldn't build to be that same formula. Also at the drugstore, I have 2 other mints to show you. This one's called Mint Sorbet. It's from Sally Henson. You know I love this line, and again, very, very similar. This one might be a tad bit lighter, but again, a really great creamy opaque formula on a $2-3 bottle of polish. Then we go to Revlon, and I got this one for 75% off. Woo, holla! It is called Minted, and is a really great light mint shade, and it's very, very similar. I think this is the same kind of mint. Fashion Playground, Mint Candy Apple, Mint Sorbet, and Minted. So here they all are, and right away, when I was looking at these, Mint Candy Apple is a little bit more darker because it is so opaque and it is so creamy. Mint Sorbet is a little bit lighter than Fashion Playground, not the same thing. Really, Minted from Revlon is very similar because it's not bright. I think the most set on is Revlon Minted. They're the same cup of tea. This one has the shimmer though, Revlon's does not have a shimmer, it's just strictly cream, but the same type of color. So really, really loving. This is Fashion Playground. Another blue from Essie Spring, it's called Truth or Flare. That's a really cute name. Truth or Flare is a really gorgeous, like dusty, lighter blue, sort of like a grayish, you know, muted dusty blue. It is a cream formula. There's no shimmer inside, and it's a little bit different. And I looked at it right away and I was like, oh yeah, I have dupes of this, and I really didn't. At first I was thinking like boxer shorts, but boxer shorts was a little bit more purple than this. And again, not at all the same. Avenue Maintain's much darker, not as dusty, not as light, but I swatched it to show you. But I was really surprised that I didn't have something so dead on. Truth or Flare, here's Avenue Maintain. Again, not the same thing. And I would want to know, do you have a dupe of Truth or Flare? Let me know what it is, Drugstore or wherever. Leave a comment down below. But it's super pretty. I'm glad that I picked this one up because you know, I love my blues. And Go Chic's formula was way better. Truth and Flare was sheer. It was like semi-sheer, needed to be built up, but once it was built up, was super pretty. But again, I'm not a fan of every color of a collection being sheer. Like I like a little bit of creamy, like one hit wonders, one coat wonders, I always say with OPIs because they usually always are. And yeah, I would prefer Highend Go Chic just because the formula was better. But I love that it's so unique. And now those are the three that I picked up. There were three that I did not pick up, but I'm going to tell you all about them. I'm going to show you swatches as well and sort of tell you why I didn't pick them up. But the first one is called Style Hunter. Let me show you a picture. Style Hunters are really gorgeous, glossy, sort of like crimson. It's like a magenta red. You look at it and you think like red, but it's very much so like a pinky red, magenta red. Not unique at all, and I have tons of reds, tons of pinks, magentas, more than I could even talk about. But when I looked at it right away from the bottle, I wanted to pull OPI's Red Lights Ahead Wear, which is a really, really gorgeous sort of pinky red as well. It's just like a true bright bold red, and here it is swatched right here. It reminded me a lot of Style Hunter, and Style Hunter I played with a little bit at my salon, and the formula was great. So it's like very jelly-esque, like Highend Go Chic. This next one I debated on buying, and I was like, nah, I was like, I got it. It's called Romper Room. And it's that trend, that like white leaning manicure trend. Romper Room is a really soft, soft pink, almost white, but when you see it, it's super pink. It's gorgeous, it's opaque, again, builds up beautifully, but I have a few shades that are like it, and I will show you them both. The first one is from Sinful Colors, and it's called Easy Going. This from Revlon is called Lilac Pastel. I think Easy Going might be a little bit dead on. It is that pink tone, but it's almost white out. Lilac Pastel is a little bit too pink. So Revlon's Lilac Pastel, not the same thing. But Sinful Colors, Easy Going, very similar to Essie's Romper Room. It's creamy. This one's like $2, and it's a really good formula. And very, very pretty color, but I did not need another whited out pink. But that's Romper Room. Last but not least from Essie Spring, it's called Spin the Bottle. Spin the Bottle is a really nice, creamy, smooth nude color. It's like a pinky nude. And the only thing I was disappointed about is when you hear Spin the Bottle, you think it's going to be such like an outgoing, fun color. And it was the nude. And I was like, wah, wah. But, I mean, just having a nude in a spring collection, okay, great. But it's such a tease because, like, we have so many nudes already. And, like, you can't go wrong with, like, Saint-Tropez, Topless and Barefoot, Broach the Subject. They're just some of my favorite nudes from Essie, which they've delivered before. So I wasn't picking up another nude. Nope, 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 not gonna happen. But I have two that I want to show you that I swatched to also compare. The first one, Saint-Tropez, like I just said, this one's a little bit more of a tan. There's no pink in it. And this one has a little bit more yellow in it, a little bit more of like a beige. It's called Broach the Subject, both from Essie. Again, not a pinky nude, but didn't really need another nude. But I swatched those both to show you. This one is Saint-Tropez, and you can see a little bit more beige tan. That's Broach the Subject. So just two nudes from Essie that I wanted to show you, but that is Spin the Bottle. Alrighty, let's move over to the Essie Resort collection for 2014. The Resort collection always has 4 colors, and like I said, they had big shoes to fill because Essie's Resort last year was incredible. I always will post. I'll post last year's Essie Spring Review and last year's Essie Resort so you could compare and contrast if you feel the need to. But it's 4 colors, and you see all 4 together, you think, they really don't look like they go together, but they're unique in their own way and they're beautiful. I purchased 2 out of the 4. I'll show you swatches of all. Let's get started. The first one is called Under the Twilight. Is a cream, deep, dark, like grayish blurple. And you know I always love the blurple, like the half blue, half purple. This one's like a purple grayish, dark, and it's like, I feel like it's more purple, like more like eggplant than it is blue, but really, really nice. The formula is wow, incredible. Super pretty, very different. Not at all really a spring color. I would wear this more in the fall, going into the winter, but really, really pretty. Instantly, it reminded me of Essie's No More Film, which is just another great blurple from Essie that I love. And I swatched them both to show you. I wasn't gonna buy this one at first, but then I did a little swatch in store and I was like, oh, they're different. Like, it's not the same thing. And they are. I'll show you in the swatches. Here's Under the Twilight. Here's No More Film. No More Film is very much so more blue purple. This one's just so different. It's like almost looks like it's just eggplant. I feel like No More Film has a little bit more give, being more bright, like a color. This one is super dark. Under the Twilight is more dark than I expected. To be honest, just color-wise, I'm gonna go with No More Film because I love the blurple. I love the half blue, half purple, not more purple. It's a very chic, mature color, really not for spring, so it's a little confusing, but it's a pretty shade. It is called Under the Twilight. And the other color in Essie Resort that I had to have, which you probably could have guessed already, it is called Find Me an Oasis. A light pale blue. Creamy, super creamy, the whited out trend that I've been raving and ranting and telling you all about. It is an ongoing trend and it's super beautiful. Get into it if you're not into it because it's more appealing than you think. Just a very pale creamy blue, right away instantly reminded me of one of my all-time favorite Essies, which is Borrowed in Blue, which was from one of the wedding collections years and years ago. This is an older bottle, but it's still incredible and going strong, and I'm gonna have to purchase another one soon because I've worn this one out for hairspray. I used to wear this all the time. But again, this one's a little bit more darker, has a little bit more color to it, and Find Me an Oasis is a little bit more white, light. Love Borrowed in Blue. Be like, oh, that's the lightest pale blue I've ever seen. Then Find Me an Oasis came out, and I was super excited about it, but again, it was even lighter. This right here is Find Me an Oasis. Here's Borrowed in Blue. Find Me an Oasis didn't have a stellar formula, not at all. It was sheer, it needed to be builded up, but it was also like a little bit watery, like tricky to work with. It was like sliding down my swatch. I couldn't really get it super smooth, so you're gonna need to have your coats dry in between instead of just like plopping coats on. You need to take a little bit time. Borrowed in Blue has a great formula, super creamy and becomes opaque instantly. If I had to choose, I'm going with Borrowed in Blue because it's one of my all-time favorites. Next color from Resort is called Cocktails and Coconuts. And again, another nude. Like, to have a nude in the Resort collection and in the Spring collection, I mean, I would prefer that not to be, but another reason is like the same thing about Spin the Bottle. I thought it was going to be like this awesome, not Spin the Bottle, yeah, Spin the Bottle. I thought it was going to be this great color. I love the name Cocktails and Coconuts, like sort of wanted to buy it just for that. And I was like, it's just a nude, like I don't need it. It's a very yellowy nude and it has that signature shimmery fleck that Essie's been, you know, their trend lately. The only reason I was going to buy it is because of the name, because Cocktails and Coconuts, how flirty, summery is that? But just another nude. Last but not least, sort of signature color of the collection. It's called Resort Fling. And Resort Fling, very pretty color. It's a gorgeous coral color, coral cream. Has, again, a little bit of a jelly finish, which is really, really pretty. But I have tons of colors like it, and 2 from Essie. One is Tarte Deco, and the other one is Hot as Hello. And I don't know why, but I couldn't find my Tarte Deco. But Tarte Deco is going to be dead on to it. Google Tarte Deco, look at Tarte Deco if you're interested. But the one I do have to show you is Hot as Hello. One of my faves. This one's just strictly cream. But Hot as Hello is a little bit more bright than Resort Fling. Here's Hot as Hello. It's a very popular color from Essie, signature coral, but it's not as dark as Resort Fling. If I had to choose, I'm going with Hot as Hello because it's more striking, It's going to be brighter. It's going to make your skin a little bit more golden. So that's why I wasn't going to resort Fling. I love the color though. I love a coral for spring, so it's perfect for the collection. Just didn't need another one. So that's about it, guys. That's the Essie Spring 2014 Highend Go Chic collection and the Essie Resort collection. Now, the trend that we're seeing always is sort of that jelly finish, which is newer for Essie, and also that signature fleck of shimmer going through, which they did a lot of last year and they're bringing it back again. Sometimes it's hit or miss, but sometimes it's missed because it makes the formula sheer, which I'm not a fan of, but when it's gonna look really beautiful in a color like Sunday Fun Day from Essie, that it's the silver fleck, but this is a great formula, it's not really that sheer, then go for it. Beautiful colors. I really love the spring collection. I think it's fun. I would do without the ones I didn't buy. Spin the Bottle, the nude, I'm just about. Romper Room's super pretty. It goes with the trend. I'm totally into it. But it just sort of, I do like Style Hunter though, the reddish, pinkish red, very pretty. But my least favorite is going to Spin the Bottle, and my favorite Fashion Playground for the color, because it's so super beautiful, but the formula, wah. But it's just my favorite color of the collection. Those two blues are awesome. And then going to the resort, my favorite of the collection is absolutely going to be Find Me an Oasis, because this whited out baby blue, pale blue is so on trend right now, but burnt blue I still prefer. And least favorite for that, I'm going with the nude Cocktails and Coconuts, because we just don't need a nude. And it's still a little confusing, this under the Twilight, but I'm not gonna hate on it because I like breaking the boundaries, going out of seasons and all that. So that's about it. That's the spring, that's the resort. Let me know what your favorites are, least favorites, which ones you picked up. Leave a comment down below, and any thoughts, comments, concerns. I would love to hear about this collection. So, and really exciting is that the summer Essie coming out, there's a summer Essie collection and then there's the summer neons. They did this last year, two different. Oh my gosh, they're so much fun. And I have a feeling that both of them are gonna be favorite collections of the year. So I'm just predicting that. So as soon as I get those, I'm showing them to you right away. And that's really about it. Don't forget all those places you can find me down below. Don't forget my last video is my spring polish favorites. Check it out if you didn't already. And IMAT's comment if you're going. I would love to see you. That's this weekend. And I will talk to you guys soon. Hope all is well. Bye.